What's going on, guys? It's me, Dreamliner Fan 2016 here, and today we have another model plane review for you guys. Today we're going to be doing a double model review, as I'll be reviewing the JetBlue Airbus A321Neo and the balloon's tail, as well as its counterpart for the CO variant. I hope you guys are excited for today's video, something I've never done on my channel before, although I've seen some other people do like double model plane reviews, but I decided do it for this one, for these two models right here, because they're similar, but they're just different aircraft. So yeah, I'm just super excited to do this video for you guys, and I hope you guys are excited for it. And yeah, a double model plane review, quite new for my channel like I said, but I'm just super excited to do it. So with that being said, let's just get started, and of course we're gonna start with the boxes. So it's not like a model plane comparison or anything, I just want to let you know that it's just reviewing these two models because yes. But yeah, let's just get started with the box. Alright, so we got the two boxes right here. Now you can already tell that there is a difference between the two boxes. So let's get started with the A321Neo first. So as you can see, you got the Airbus A321Neo tails right there. You got the CGI image of the aircraft. You got a nice balloon pattern right there. Of course, you see blue balloon, a navy blue, a dark blue, sky blue balloon. Very nice pattern right there. You got the NG Models logo right there, 1/4 scale collectible models, die-cast metal. You got the JetBlue billboard titles and the aircraft registration, which is November 2016 Juliet. And this is one of NG's older A321 releases right here. So here's the sides right here, looking very nice. Another side, here's the top, here's the other side, and here's the back side of the model. As you can see, pretty much the same. Now I ended up buying this model from eBay somewhere in Australia. It's from a eBay retail store from Australia, Collectible Aircraft Wings Australia. And yeah, that's where I got it from. You got the social media pages right there, you got the warning hazards, and the item number of this model is 13019. So that is the A321Neo box for the JetBlue balloon's tail. Now we're gonna go over the one with the CO variant, so you can see a difference already. So you got the Airbus A321 200 tiles right there. Of course, you got the CGI image of the aircraft. Now, the difference between this box and this box is there's more balloons. So you can see, of course, you see a blue balloon, a sky blue, blue, navy blue, dark blue, but you also got a teal balloon as well. So I do like how NG was able to replicate many of these balloons right there. So that's very nice. Of course, also the image of the balloons are quite zoomed out. It almost looks like they're zoomed out. So this is what it'll look like if it was zoomed in, and this is what it'll look like if it was zoomed out. So kind of interesting right there. Of course, you have the same deal, NG logo, 1/4 scale die-cast collectible models, JetBlue logo, which is quite smaller when I look at it. And this aircraft is registered November 905 Juliet Bravo, and this came out on NG September 2020, not 2020, I was gonna say 2023, but this came out on NG September 2022 releases. So here's the sides right there, another side, top side, other side, and here's the back side. You got the NG logo right there. You got, of course, everything's the same. You got the social media pages, you got the warning hazards right there, and the item number of this model is 13032. So yeah, those are the two boxes. They're pretty much the same, but yet again, one of the boxes has all the balloons that are zoomed in, and this one almost looks like the balloons are just zoomed out. But other than that, both of these boxes are amazing. The box arts for these two models are amazing, and yeah, NG Models did a very nice job on them, on both of them, to say the least. So yeah, let's get started with the model review. We're gonna start reviewing the Neo first, and then we're gonna transition into the CO next. So let's get started with a review of the A321Neo variant. And here's the beautiful model itself, looking absolutely very nice. And yeah, NG Models did a very nice job on this JetBlue Airbus A321Neo. So let's zoom in like that, zooming in, and then we're gonna start with the front of the airplane. And as I focus, there we go. So let's get started with the review. So you got the cockpit windows right there, looking very nice. You got the nose shape of the aircraft, of course, very accurate compared to the Gemini, although it kind of seems a little bit pointy, but yet again, looking at it, it almost looks much better than the Gemini version. You got the outline of the radar right there. You got a pitot tube detail right there. You also got some stack port details right there as well. More panels right there, and then you got the aircraft name, which is Aruba, Jamaica. Blue, I want to take you. Let me read it. I said, yeah, that is you. Here, let me reread it again. So the name of this aircraft is Aruba, Jamaica. Blue, I want to take ya. That's a very nice name for an A321Neo. You got the L1 boarding door right there, and then you got the Flyfly logo. Then you got your top antenna, of course, nose landing gear and nose landing gear door. Moving on to the middle, we got the JetBlue billboard tiles right there, looking very nice. The windows are very printed very nicely on this aircraft, which is very nice for NG models. Moving on to the middle section of the aircraft, you got the Pratt & Whitneys. I think these are Pratt & Whitneys, I'm guessing, or maybe they might be LEAP engines. Not really quite sure, but I'm gonna do like an assessment on like the information about this aircraft once I do that. So these are the Pratt & Whitney engines. I think these are Pratt & Whitneys, I'm not sure, or maybe they're LEAP engines, I'm not sure once again. But you got the Neo engines right there, looking very nice, and of course it's well proportional, not too big or anything. So this is what you can see. This is what the Neo should look like, the new engine should look like. So it's very accurate, which is very nice from NG Models. You also got the main landing gear right there, and then you got your shark winglet right there. Let me just try to like make sure it focuses. It's not really as focused well, but you can see it, but that's the sharklet right there. You also got your emergency exit doors right there as well. Moving on to some wing detail. You got all the wing details from the emergency exit door indicator, the slide indicators right there. You got some engine pylons, and then you got the leading edge slats right there and the trailing edge flaps. You also got the cold soaked fuel frost area right there, and then you can't hardly see much of like the wings, like the ground spoilers and flight spoilers, and you can't see much of the ailerons somewhere. You also got your flap track fairings right there, looking very nice. And yeah, so that's the wing detail right there. Moving on to like this side, moving on a little to somewhere over there. Yeah, kind of like right there. You got the L3 door right there, or that's probably not the L3, that's the L2 door. And then you got the top antennas right there, the top back antennas, and then you also got the bottom antenna, and then there's your Wi-Fi dome right there. And then moving on to the back area of the aircraft, you got the L3 door right there. And then you got the Airbus A321Neo tiles right there. You got your US flag and the aircraft registration, November 2016 Juliet right there. And then moving on to the empennage area of the aircraft, let me just focus it again, there we go. You got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers, and the beautiful JetBlue balloon's tail looking very nice. And yeah, I think NG Models did a wonderful job on the printing of the tail. So you can see the JetBlue billboard tiles right there, and then you got like all the saturations of the blue right there, looking very nice. And then moving on to the middle, you can see like the engine, well, you can see the front, you can see the engines right there, looking very nice. I love the fan blade details as well, although they do not spin. And then moving on to the starboard side of the aircraft, you got the R doors right there, you got your forward cargo bin right there, and then moving on to the back area, you got two aft cargo bins right there. And now for a top view of this aircraft, so let's just set her like this. So you got the top view of the aircraft looking very nice, of course, very nice detailing from NG. Moving on to the bottom, you got your stand hold right there. You also got some nice bottom details with the air intakes right there. I was gonna say something else, but these are the air intakes. They're printed very nicely. You also got the main landing gear door right there, and then you got the nose landing gear door right there, looking very nice. And then moving on to the front section of the aircraft, let me just set her like this. There we go. So here's the front section of the airplane, looking very nice. And moving on to the back section, here is the back section, looking absolutely nice. So yeah, this is a very nice model from NG Models. I think this came out on NG's maybe October 2020 releases, or somewhere around that time frame. So this model is like three years old. So yeah, this model is very old. But nevertheless, I'm glad to have this model, although it took like, of course, I ended up buying this from eBay because there were some in stock for an expensive price. But other than that, it was worth it. At least I had the model, and she looks very nice in 1/400 scale, and I'm real glad to have this model in my collection. Alright, now let's review the CO variant. And here is their CO variant. Now, if you can tell from the back, there are just some minor differences and mostly a lot of similarities between this mold compared to like their previous A321 mold. But I'm not gonna like make this too long, and I'm just gonna like tell you the differences. So while everything is pretty much the same, you got the cockpit windows right there, the nose shape of the aircraft. I think the nose shape has been changed in this model, but you got the outline of the radome right there, and then you got some pitot tube details right there and stack ports. You got the nose landing gear and nose landing gear door, which I think the nose landing gear in this model right here, this version, this iteration, looks slightly better, although it kind of may look similar to like the previous one, but it kind of looks slightly better. You got your top antenna right there, you got the L1 boarding door, and you got the Flyfly logo. You got the big JetBlue billboard tiles right there, you also got the L2 door. And then you got the name of the aircraft, I think. Let me try to zoom in on the name. Or maybe I can like try to like put it a little closer. Hang on. So the name of this aircraft is, hang on, I gotta like look closer. So hang on guys, I'm just like, yes, so this aircraft is named Blue Suede, so another interesting name for this A321. So yeah, once again, the aircraft name is Blue Suede. Very nice right there. And yeah, pretty much everything, the printing of the windows are the same. So now we move on to the middle section. Now this is the minor changes. So of course the difference is this aircraft is equipped with IAE V2500 engines with the JetBlue.com tiles right there. You got the main landing gear. You also got the shark lid, which is kind of like the same thing. You also got the L3 door right there. And I also do want to tell you that the difference between the Neo and the CO, there is an L2 door right there for this aircraft. Moving on to like the wing view, they're pretty much like the same. Well, actually, no, this is actually different. So as you can see, well, the wing joints are actually, well, there's slight changes for the wings. So as you can pretty much see, you got the slat details, flap details, and then you got the pylons. You can see more of the ground spoils and flight spoils more clearly. You also can see the coastal fuel frost right there. You also got some aileron details somewhere over there in the flat track fairings. So yeah, NG on their second iteration of the A321 has much more better detailing on the wings, so that's very nice right there. And as I mentioned already, there is the L3 door right there. Moving on to the back area of the aircraft, you got your bottom antenna right there, looking very nice. You got your Wi-Fi dome right there. And hang on, let me focus it again. There we go. So moving on, you got the L4 door. And you got the Airbus A321 tiles right there. You got your US flag as well. And then you got the aircraft registration, November 9005, Juliet Bravo. And then moving on to the empennage area of the aircraft, excuse me. Once again, ooh, that's almost like a tongue twister. Close to a tongue twister. And then, yeah, so here's the empennage area of the aircraft. You got the APU and the horizontal stabilizers. And the JetBlue balloon's tail. And yeah, almost like the printing is pretty much the same, although there's just different colors, and that's basically it. The colors on the Neo are different compared to the one in the CO variant, but other than that, it still looks very nice, and NG Models did a wonderful job on replicating the balloon's tail on this JetBlue model. And then moving on to the starboard area of the aircraft, you got your R doors, you got your forward cargo bin right there, and then moving on, you got the aft cargo bins right there. Moving on to a top view of this aircraft, so here's the top view. Looking very nice. Of course, same detail as for the Neo. Moving on to the bottom, of course, everything is pretty much the same. They still got the air intakes. Excuse me, been talking a bit too much. I also been like screen recording, like script recording my videos. And then you got all these like air intakes, like I said, and then you got the main landing gear door right there, looking very nice. For some reason, there's some kind of like bump. I'm not sure what that is, but probably that's included. I'm not sure. Then you got the nose landing gear door right there. Moving on to the front section of the aircraft. Here it is. So here's the front section of the plane, looking very nice. And moving on to the back area, here is the back area of the plane. So yeah, another nice model from NG Models. And yeah, really nice they also did a balloon's tail with IAE engines. And yeah, both models are very nice. But yeah, no need to elaborate too much. It's just pretty much the same, but it's just like the differences are the engine placement. So yeah. Both the Neo and the CO variant looks absolutely very nice, and NG Models did a nice job on both of them. So that finishes off the review of these two models. Now I do want to go over in full detail about the aircraft registration. So of course we're going to start with the Neo. So let's look at the background information of the JetBlue A321Neo first. And of course we're going to move on. We're going to go next with the CO variant. So let's start off with the Neo variant. Alright, so beginning the history portion of this JetBlue Airbus A321Neo, November 2016 Juliet. So let's begin here with some information from planespotters.net. So the manufacturer serial number is 88903, and of course it's an Airbus A321Neo. The age of this aircraft is 4.1 years, and the test registration is Delta Alpha Zulu Alpha Hotel, and of course the production site is in Airbus's plant in Hamburg, Germany, and of course the airframe status is active. So yeah, she still operates with the airline as of today. And as I look through air fleets, is there any more? Oh, yeah, I was right. So the engines are two Pratt & Whitney PW1133G engines. So yeah, I think I got it right for the first time. So yeah, those are the Pratt & Whitney engines right there. And the first flight date of this aircraft was September 27th of 2019. And she was delivered directly from JetBlue on October 8th of 2019. So yeah, and of course the aircraft name is Aruba, Jamaica, Blue I Wanna Take Ya, and of course it is in the what is that? Yeah, balloon's tail design, and she was ferried to Hamburg from Boston Logan, no, not Boston Logan. She was ferried to Boston General Edwards, Lawrence Logan Airports. Yeah, that's Boston Logan International Airport, yes. And then she was ferried to Orlando International, and then Lake City Municipal Airport, and yeah, October 8th, or like somewhere around that time, is the aircraft delivery. So yeah, not much on history about this particular airframe, although it just has all these other like details. But yeah, very nice aircraft though, and yeah, hopefully I can see some more JetBlue Airbus A321Neos in the balloon's tail. I've already seen 2 in the balloon's tail, of course one being in 2019, and the other one was back in like the scenes. Yeah, in Seattle in December 2022. That was the last time I saw an A321Neo from JetBlue in the balloon's tail. So yeah, very nice aircraft right there, and yeah, really nice to have this NG model plane. Now let's move on to the CO variant. So we're gonna look at the history of the balloon's tail CO variant next. And now we move on to the balloon's tail CO variant. Of course, this aircraft is registered November 9005 Juliet Bravo. So let's look at the history of this aircraft. So the manufacturer's serial number is 5854. The aircraft is an A321-200, and the age of that plane is 10 years old, so already hitting that 10-year mark. And the test registration of that aircraft is Delta Alpha Victor Zulu Papa. And of course, once again, just like the A321Neo variant, she was also built in the Hamburg, Germany plant for Airbus. And of course, the airframe status is active, and this was last updated on October 25 of 2023. And yeah, so looking at the remarks right here, some interesting remarks right there. She was in the prism tail before during her delivery, and she was ferried from Hamburg to Portland International Jetport, quite an interesting airport right there. And she was like then ferried to MCO on November 13th of 2013. And of course, I think somewhere around, oh yeah, so it also says she was also stored in Pinal Air Park on April 15th to December 9th, 2020 during the whole pandemic era of aviation. And then she was repainted into the balloon's tail on October 2021. And of course, the aircraft name is Blue Suede, which is a very nice name for this A321. And of course, this aircraft is equipped with IAE V2500 engines, or V2533-A5 engines right there. And yeah, she was delivered to JetBlue on November 13th of 2013, and her first flight date was on Halloween, so quite interesting, October 31st of 2013. So as of this like recording, that would have been yesterday. It'll be like, I don't exactly know how many years, but yeah, 10 years since her first flight. So yeah, as of this recording, which would be the beginning of November, yesterday was Halloween. So this aircraft flew its first flight 10 years ago. So very nice for this aircraft right there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for like all like the information on this CO and everything for this video. So with that being said, let's conclude today's video. So these 2 beautiful models are very nice from NG Models, and yeah, I'm really glad to have these models in my collection. That way I have like varieties of like balloons tails with a Neo and a CO. So yeah, both of these models from NG, once again, they did a very nice job on it. And of course, the JetBlue Airbus A321Neo balloons was released back in November or probably like October 2020. So that's about like 2 years old. So yeah, that's a very old model. While this one is just like a year old, this came out on that, I'm referring to the CO variant. So that model came out on NG September 2022 releases. So that makes that model like a year old. So yeah, it's quite younger than the Neo variant, but I hope we can see like a re-release of a JetBlue Airbus A321Neo balloons tail in the foreseeable future. But other than that, both of these models are perfect for my collection, and hopefully I can introduce them in a future airport update. So that'll do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. And yeah, don't forget to check out all my other model plane content by clicking on that playlist, and you can check out all my model plane stuff from there. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.